Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this nice introduction. Well, if people see me, they see these images like happiness, joyful, sparkling energy, sparkling vibes, positive vibes. And you know what? It hasn't been always like that. No, there has been a very dark period in my life. There was a moment that I couldn't get out of my bed. And in one way or another, I managed to get out of my bed, make an appointment at a doctor, to make an appointment. And there I sat with the doctor. And I had to complete a whole checklist with mental symptoms, physical symptoms. And I had to check these boxes, like sleeping disorder, check weight loss, check pain, check. So I checked all these boxes to then get the diagnosis. And it was this diagnosis of a very severe burnout with a light depression. So it was a complete surprise for me. But this was a really great starting point, a starting point to reflect on myself, like who I am. And okay, during that time, it was still a great taboo. And I kept home for 10 months. So I had a lot of time to reflect about myself, who I am. And I knew what I was doing. I loved that. It was during that time, event management. And there was the day, it was during winter time, I was cycling back from the doctor back home. And suddenly I pictured this dream, like one day I will just start my own business and I will be my own boss. And so 6 years later, I started my own business in event management and social media. Because I wanted to be free and I started my own business. And I believed strongly in the combination of this live communication, that's event management, and also about online communication, and that's social media. And this was a way already for me to position myself in a different way than my competitors. So when I had this diagnosis of burnout 12 years ago, I didn't dare to communicate about it because it was a true taboo. I felt ashamed and very weak about being in a burnout. But then when I started my own business, I started to share my story. And you know what? I had also these monkeys on my shoulder, like, would you do that? And is somebody interested in your story? But deep inside of myself, I felt like, yes, I have to do this. I have to tell my story because it will inspire people. It will inspire people to do the same. Having a burnout is not an ending point. No, it is a starting point. So I deeply felt inside, I have to share this story openly, in an authentic way, in a vulnerable way. And there was even manager magazines, they picked up this story. So they wrote an article about it. And I got a lot of positive feedback. I got a lot of reactions like, finally, someone who is talking about burnout. I recognize myself in your story. So that's already my first main message of today. Oh, dare to tell your own story, dare to be vulnerable, authentic. And for me, all this nice positive feedback, it gave me the strength to continue. And it was a confirmation that, yes, I need to follow my heart. I need to follow this inner voice that's talking to me. So the past 6 years, yes, I'm sharing my personal story about burnout, also about the link with high sensitivity. And you know what? It connects with the right people, with the right clients, because my story resonates with them. They recognize themselves in my story and are just my soul clients. You move people with your story because it's about emotions and it's also about your human story. And we need in this world human stories because it's about human to human connection. So my main message for today already is dare to tell your story. You don't need to tell your whole life story, but just a part. And I will also explain in this presentation how you can do that. So welcome to this online masterclass. And maybe you think, wow, what's this? I don't know this lady, but what a story. And I'm very curious. You may put it on in the chat already. How do you feel when you hear and see this story? What is your impression already? Just in 5 minutes, what is your impression and how do you feel? Elena says, totally relates to me. I've been there too, just never shared publicly. Yes, brave for sharing. Okay, anyone else? Burnout can happen to everyone. Many people deal with burnout these days, hectic. Okay, so I think my story relates to you, or you have kind of a connection with that. Like, okay, this is something interesting. Well, let's introduce myself. I'm Geraldine. I am from Belgium. My mother is Swiss, so you can also say Geraldine. I will also react on that. My father is Flemish, he's Belgian, and I guide solopreneurs, freelancers to position themselves very clearly, authentically, so you can really attract effortlessly your ideal clients. So it's under the umbrella of personal branding. But you know what? In fact, I'm like a translator. I'm an inner outer translator. And because maybe there is something moving inside of you, but you don't know how to bring it in the world. So I'm your guide. I talk about soulful entrepreneurship, about my burnout story, high sensitivity, consciousness. For me, these are topics where I communicate about, as well as social media and personal branding. And feel free to take pictures, take screenshots and share it on social media. Tag us at Geraldine Huybrechts on Instagram, on LinkedIn, as well as Freelance Business Community. And we will share it also. So that's about me. Now, what is personal branding? How do you define personal branding? You can also put it in the chats. What is personal branding for you? What does it mean? How would you define it? How you see yourself? Nike? Yes, that's branding. How others perceive you? Yes. Anyone else? Make the link between who I am as a person and my service, exactly what you have to offer. We need some, Steve Jobs with Apple, exactly, absolutely, yeah. How to stand out, to present yourself to the world, what people say about you when you're not in the room. Yes, wow. Nice. We all know Coca-Cola. We know it's this special shape of a bottle, the nice logo, the typography. We know it's a product with secret ingredients. It's original. And there is also a whole marketing machine behind Coca-Cola. So there is also an emotion. It's also about emotion, making connection, a feeling about when you're drinking Coca-Cola, you feel joy. We know this baseline, taste the feeling. It's about friendship, connections, having fun, enjoying life. And indeed, if we want to brand yourself, you are your own brand on yourself, then we are talking about personal branding. And then see other reactions and a way to stand out, present yourself, your values, your culture, how people know you exactly. So I have an example of a personal brand. It is Richard Branson. He's the founder of a Virgin company. And for me, he's like a risk taker, he's a rebel, he's specialized in innovation. He's also a playboy. And you know what? He's actually just being himself. And I'm also very curious for you, what is your biggest example in personal branding? I saw already Steve Jobs of Apple. Billie Eilish. Okay. Ramit Sethi, yes. Any women as a personal brand example? Tim Ferriss, yes. Oprah. Yeah, Chiara Ferragni, yeah, from Italy. Nice. Portugal. Don't have any example yet. I know we'll do. Yes, okay, yeah. Okay, so you have some examples. That's great. So what is personal branding? It's a whole package of ingredients, and you have also shared some like the values, the culture. It's also about having experience, expertise, the way someone talk, the way someone dress, the way you walk, your offer, your service, your personality, your approach, your offer, the result you're getting with your offer, your visual identity. And it's also about something that is invisible, and that is an energy. I see also Pascal Nassens. Yes. Okay, some great examples in there. Somebody said already, your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. So that's a quote of Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com. And in fact, from one side, you have all the visual stuff, like your website, your social media channel, the things you are communicating online. It's part of your personal brand. And on the other side, you have also this invisible energy that people perceive of you. So how they feel about you, how they think about you, if that resonates with them or not, if that's positive linked or not, or more negative or neutral. So it's really this whole package. And the main question is, okay, you have all these elements and all these ingredients, but how will you stand out in the crowds? Because there is a lot of noise, and we live in this digital era where there is so many things happening. There are so many social media channels. And you know what? There are a lot of young entrepreneurs starting their own business, and they know how to use social media. So how will you make the difference? It's a really important question. And for me, if I can put a definition on personal branding, then for me, personal branding is not about marketing techniques or psychological tricks or nudging or convincing, because for me it will not work on the long term. For me, it's about being pure, being really true to yourself, authentic. We will not use any filters or masks or layers. No, it's really about the essence of being yourself, knowing who you are, and also knowing about what is my talent, what is my gift to the world, because every one of you got something special, a special gift that you can share with the world and that people need. So it's about this connection with yourself and also knowing who you are. And you can also call it like it's your soul, or it's your spark or your heart, but it's something inside of you that will, or your inner fire, something that you can bring out in the world, and that people will perceive it as your energy that you are radiating. So next question is why? Why would you build your personal brand? And share it in the chat. Why are you following this online course, this masterclass? Why would you like to build your personal brand? What is the reason behind it? What could be a reason? Okay, look better in front of potential clients. Yes. What are other reasons? To be associated with something, raise your value. True. To differentiate myself from others. Right. Yes. Highlight the expertise in a specific domain. Absolutely. Yes. Just know more what it really means. And I'm discovering. Nice. Selling without selling. Indeed. You're selling yourself, but not in an explicit way. Okay, I see nice reasons, and I've listened. I made a list of some reasons and advantages, because there are also advantages. So you're selling yourself, but you're not truly selling. People buy from people. They are not buying from a logo. And I said already, it's all about human to human. We are all human beings, and we want to collaborate together. People want to know the face behind a company. They want to know you. And it's nice if you can work together with clients that are on the same wavelengths. And that you say, I got energy from this client. This is great. This is nice. This is fun. That's the reason why I've started my own business, to have fun and to get this energy and to feel free. So it's important to show up so that people can perceive and feel your energy. And I also said that young people, they don't want to work anymore for a company. I think Unizo can really confirm that there are a lot of solopreneurs, freelancers. It's really booming, and they know how to use social media. They really know. They dare to to create videos and share it just online. So they dare also to be themselves. When you are online, on the internet, you have a social media channel, then you will also be seen and found online. And you know what? Social media is free. So it is important to use all these tools, because it's just there. It is just there. If you communicate in a consistent way, you will also be kept top of mind. So that's also really important, to build your personal brand. If people see you and they can associate you with some keywords, then people will also talk about you, even if they are not your ideal clients or your clients. But if they know you, they can also talk about you and make free promotion for you. Because how nice is it when there is a question on LinkedIn? Hi, do you know somebody who can help me with my profile on LinkedIn? And then I got this notification on LinkedIn and I see, oh, someone mentioned me. That's so great. It's just a new lead. You don't need to do anything for that. Well, you need to show up online, but it's great to have ambassadors and fans, people who know you and talk about you. So that's really, really nice. So be the first on the mind of people. Great message. Yes. If you are visible, if you can build up your online presence and you share your expertise, then people will see you, but not only your ideal clients or suppliers, but also press and media or organizations. And then they can ask you, would you like to talk about your expertise on our events? That's also a way to build your personal brands. Or like there are also journalists on LinkedIn. You can expand your network with them. And maybe one day they are writing an article about a specific thing in your domain. So it's also about sharing value and show your expertise to the world. And if you do that in a consistent way, then you will build this trust and confidence. And you can really build up your expert status in your domain. And I said, okay, no advertisement needed. You can really grow in an organic way. I have also built my personal brand in an organic way with zero advertisement budgets. But I have a lot of fans and ambassadors, and my clients are also talking about me. So that's just great. And I'm showing up online. So there are many reasons, and you will also have a workbook with some questions. So this is a self-reflection assignment. You can think for yourself about what are your main reasons to build your personal brand. And for me, it's not only about positioning yourself in a very clear way, but it's also about finding this access to your inner fire and to be confident in who you are. That's also one of my missions. So that's why I am building my personal brand. So you can think and feel for yourself, what are your reasons to build your personal brand? Oh, thank you, Alina. You can download the workbook from this chat, and it's also added on the platform. Great. Thank you. So think always about the why. It starts with why. Why would you like to build your personal brand? And you can take some time to write it down during the day and the next days. I can read minds. I can hear you thinking, oh my gosh, isn't this about ego stuff, or isn't that about showing off or personal branding? It's just a trend. What can I say? What can I share with the world? So raise your hands. I don't know if this function, if you find the hand, or put it in the chat. If you say, yes, sometimes I have these thoughts. Let me know. Do you recognize one or more of these statements? Yes. I see a raised hands. Yes. Serge. Jean-François, I did, but now it's okay. Definitely. Haha. Am I interesting enough? What do I have to say? What do I have to share? What's my gift to the world? Sure, yes. I don't want to stand out too much. Yeah, of course. So that's also an assignment to be aware of your self-talk. What are these thoughts? What is holding you back? What are your limiting beliefs? What is keeping you small? You can take also the next few days, be aware of all these thoughts and this self-talk and the negative self-talk. Because when you are aware of this self-talk, then you can do something with that and you can shift this negative self-talk. I have good news. I have really good news. And that is that you are not your thoughts. You are not these limiting beliefs. You are not your ego. You are not these patterns. That's the great news I have today. And maybe you say, what is it all about? This is a quite special masterclass. Well, I truly believe it all starts with the why and from who you truly are. But who are you? And I've tried to put it in this image. Your true self, it is this circle. So it's you, your body, and your soul, your spark, your heart, how you can name it, it doesn't matter. That's you. And all the external stuff, the experiences you have, it's outside of you. These patterns, this ego, this hidden agenda, judgments, patterns, limiting beliefs, external validation, that's not you. These are experiences outside of you. So the true self, this is your inner fire, your heart, and you can really put your hands on your heart and I can breathe in together, a very good deep breath in. And then when you breathe out, you let go all of this negative self-talk, all of these external stuff that is not you. Okay, we breathe in again. And we let go all of these limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, that is not you. And we will shift now this energy with great affirmation so you can stand in your inner power. We will do this together, but you don't need to put on your mic because we are with 20 and then it will be a bit too much noise. But let's do this together. All right. I am a magnet for my ideal customer. It feels comfortable to position myself naturally and authentically. I feel comfortable to show up. I feel comfortable building my personal brand. I feel comfortable distinguishing myself completely, unique and authentic. I am so thankful for my inner strength and confidence. It is very easy to position myself very clearly online and offline. I like to share my story and message with the world from my heart. I like to share my gifts, my talents with the world. I position myself effortlessly as an expert in my field. I allow myself to be easily found and seen. I am surrounded by great fans and ambassadors who promote me further. Making myself authentically visible is effortless for me. It is easy for me to increase my visibility with confidence, self-esteem, and trust. I feel energized and inspired. Life is good. All is well. These are positive affirmations, and you will find more of these in the workbook. Do it out loud and feel it when you speak these up, and do it with a smile too. And yes, you can do it every day. You can start your day like this. Yes, this is the way to stand in your power and believe in yourself. Okay. So with this message, dare to stand out and be yourself. Let's move on to the 5 steps. I have my 9-step roadmap, but I distinguished 5 essential steps. And you will also find these five steps in the workbook. And we will start with the research of your personal brand. So your personal brand, it's a bit of external research. And you can do market research, and you can also ask your family and friends, how do you perceive me? What are my talents? What are my skills? So you can ask these questions to ex-coworkers, family, friends, do your market research. And then it's a lot about the inner work. You have to do this inner job, and you don't need to wait for burnout. You don't need to have a burnout to do this. So I have some questions for you, and it's also in your workbook, to really feel and do this self-reflection. And it's a great idea to also go into nature, because if you do it at your desk where you are on an everyday basis, maybe you won't get this inspiration. So go outside, or go even to another place, to a hotel for a weekend, or to the coast. Take time for yourself and really reflect about yourself. So what is your mission in this life? What is your vision? What are your values? What are your skills, your expertise, your experience? How can you stand out in some way? Because you are unique. You are not the same as your competitor. There is something very unique in your approach, in your service, in this experience together with your expertise. And do you have like a message for the world? How can you make a difference? So these are a lot of questions. You need to take time to find answers. So it will not come just like this, but it will grow. And I find also, no, not finding answers, but I get a lot of insights when I'm in the shower. Then suddenly I got these insights or inspirations. And it's a growth process. So it takes some time. And then if it is clear, you got some answers, you take a step so you can see the bigger picture. Because your life is like pieces of puzzles, and you have your experiences. And if you have this bigger picture, you can put together all these pieces together. And then you can also see, why did I have these burnouts, or why did I have to experience this specific situation? And how is this linked with my why? why I am doing what I am doing. And so you can find your red threads. Also to position yourself in an authentic way. That's the secret, that you find these red threads with your experience, put all together these pieces of your puzzle, put them together, see this bigger picture, and then having your message. And then you have this message, you have these red threads, and then you can also see, okay, with which are the keywords I would like to be associated with. All right. At the end of this online masterclass, you can also ask your questions. But it starts all within you. So you have to do this exercise and to take this time for the self-reflection. And that's a process. So the essence is that all the pieces fit. And if you communicate online through social media, people perceive you in one way, but it should match with who you truly are when people meet you in real life. That's so important. Then you are truly authentic. So that's the first big step. To then go to the next step, the second step, and that's about knowing your clients. Who is your ideal client? How do you see a collaboration? And what are their pain points, their struggles? And what would they like to, about what are they dreaming of, or what are their desires? How can you help them? What solution do you have? And if you know your ideal client, I call them also my soul clients, then you can also speak the same language as your clients in your communication. And then also you have also an offer that is aligned with their struggles and challenges. So that's also an assignment in your workbook. And then if it's clear who is your ideal client, then you can formulate your elevator pitch. And then you can put on LinkedIn your function title, who you are and what you do for who, with which results. And I've put some examples. So it's also a starting point to formulate your elevator pitch. But then you will also use your keywords because you want that people associate you with these keywords. If you are a virtual assistant specialized with email automatization and digital marketing, and you like to help mompreneurs, well, use these keywords in your elevator pitch. And then when people are Googling you or looking on LinkedIn, virtual assistant, digital marketing, well, then you will show up in the top of the results. So that's the second step, that you really understand who is your ideal client. For me, it's the conscious solopreneurs, people that resonate with my story. These are my ideal clients. I don't want clients who are really rational, because there is no match and it would drain my energy. So that's the second step. So personal branding is indeed about these associations. So it's really important to know your keywords. And for me, it's people will make this association with LinkedIn, LinkedIn Queen. Sometimes I say the networking lady, high sensitivity, authenticity. So these are associations they make with me. All right. So before I move on, I would like to know from you, what do you remember from so far? I know it's a lot of information. Someone to unmute. Yeah. Share it in the chat. What do you remember? Personal branding starts with introspection, indeed. What is keeping you small? Oh, excellent question. Yes, the self-talk. Yes, you're not your ego and limiting beliefs. Discover what's your talent and give to the world. Yes, that's beautiful. Being authentic is key. Yes, Marie-Hélène. Yes, because people feel it when you're not authentic. People will feel it. And if you want to convince people or use these marketing techniques, it doesn't work anymore. We are living in a new world, in a new time, and people feel it if you are real or not. The reflection time. Yes. Take a shower. Yeah, for me it works. I got the best ideas under the shower. Okay, so let's move on to the third step, and it's your visual communication. So you have your energy from inside and you want to share it with the world. And this energy needs to be translated into a visual identity. So it's not your energy, but also packed with your service, your ideal clients, your industry. So you need colors and your brands. And you can design your own logo by yourself, but I would not advise that. I would advise to work together with a professional graphic designer. And in the freelance business community, I'm sure there are a lot of graphic designers. So find someone, because it's a specialty. It's really a specialty. Because branding, it has to do with colors. And there is a psychology behind the use of colors. If we see the yellow color, it has a different emotion. It's a different vibe than a red color. So don't underestimate the power of the use of colors, as well as typography, because you can use a very bold typography or very classic. It's really a mixture of all these things. You know, it's 2 years ago, I did a rebranding myself, but I worked together with a graphic designer, and I gave her a briefing. I said, I love nature. I would like to have these nature elements into my branding, and I want to radiate this feminine energy, authenticity. And with this briefing, she designed my branding, and she has found the right colors. And it was immediately like, yes, this is it. This is me, you know. It is soft and related to nature. So do your first job, do this inner job, this self-reflection, and then you can give it also to your graphic designer, who will translate it into colors and a typography, and with these colors that is aligned with who you are. And then you can start with the preparation of a photo shoot, because we will not use stock pictures, because that's not inspiring. The Shutterstock images, we all know them, and actually it's also about you. It's about your personal brand. So when you have your logo and your branding, then you can define, okay, which outfits match with my branding. And then you can prepare and also see that you have your props, like this. You will see my cup. You will see it a lot in my pictures on my success planner. And then you prepare together with the photographer, and you can prepare yourself by finding inspiration on Pinterest, but aligned with your branding, and then it's one consistent thing that you are communicating. All right, so that's step 3. Then the 4th step, it's about the communication, and you can communicate in different ways. So we have online communication that's about your website, your social media, your blog, your podcasts, video, email, signature. But there are also other ways to communicate your personal brands. Sometimes we forget about these. So you have also offline marketing communication, and that's about press, about writing your own book, about the sticker on your car, about your marketing materials, your business cards. This is this offline part of your personal brand. And then you have also this live communication. So you can also organize your own event. And it should not always be something huge and big and luxury. You can also organize something small in an intimate atmosphere, like a networking meeting, or a live training, or live masterclass, or seminar. This is also a way to differentiate yourself from your competitor. And it adds on your online communication. You can also say, okay, I'm expert in my domain and I want to show it by being a keynote speaker. It's also a way to build your personal brand. So there are many options. And we always think it's about social media because we live in this digital era, but there are many options to build your personal brand. You can see personal branding like an ecosystem, and you start with the basis. You don't need to have an imperium immediately, like Gary Vee or like Richard Branson communicating on all social media channels. You don't need to be on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. It's too much. If you are a solopreneur, a freelancer, start with the basis to keep motivated. And I'm sharing 5 tips. So start from your comfort zone. If you like to write, then write your blogs, write social media posts, write a book. You say, no, I prefer to immediately create videos. I like to talk in the camera and just tell. That's also fine. Then you can start your YouTube channel. If you say, I like to talk, but I don't like to be seen in the first step, then you can start a podcast. So start from your comfort zone. For me, for instance, I like to write. So I like writing. So I write a lot of social media posts. I like to write blogs and LinkedIn articles. And my second step is creating videos. So I've created one long video. It's uploaded on YouTube, and I'm cutting it into pieces, and I will share small pieces on Instagram and on LinkedIn. That's my strategy. And maybe I will start a podcast, but that's for me the next step. Right? This is one tip. Then the other one is choose your battles, because there are a lot of social media channels. Start with one channel and have focus on one channel. Be confident on that channel and optimize your profile into detail. So complete all the fields. See your social media channel as a mini website. So when people visit your profile, in just 1 second, they have an image or it's clear what you are doing, who you are, what you are doing, and what you offer. So people decide in just 1 to 3 seconds if they want to follow you or not. So see that your social media profile is optimized. And know where your client is spending time and scrolling. And you are all freelancers, solopreneurs, so you should be on LinkedIn and be really confident on LinkedIn, because you can build up your personal brand on LinkedIn, and you can show your expertise on LinkedIn. You can expand your network with potential clients. So be active on LinkedIn. Okay, then the third essential advice is be consistent. Because if you're consistent, you will be kept top of mind, and people will see you on a regular basis and they will start talking about you. But it will also give confidence and trust. People will see, wow, this is a true professional. So be consistent. That's the key. Another advice is to define your communication teams, because you want that people have these associations with you. And communication teams will also give this red thread into your content and what you are communicating online. So I talk about personal branding, about online visibility and presence, about entrepreneurship, and also about my own story, burnout and high sensitivity. These are my 4 communication teams I'm talking about on social media. I will, for instance, not talk about what am I not talk. I'm not talking about politics, for instance, because it wouldn't match, and people would say, "Huh, what is this?" So be consistent also with the topics you are talking about on social media or in your presentations. And then you are creating a red thread in your content. And then it's also about these keywords. So you want to plant keywords in the minds of people. So I want you to remember me like the personal branding energizer, the visibility coach, the one who got his burnouts and is telling inspiring stories. These are the keywords. So that's also in your workbook. Yes, I know there are a lot of assignments, but it's also in your workbook to do this self-reflection in nature, under the shower, or another place in a hotel, or another inspiring place. And so when you have this basis, you start with one channel on a consistent basis with a true focus on this channel, and you're communicating on this channel. Then you can expand and add on other channels and other ways to communicate. And so you start with a blog, and then you can start with a newsletter, then you can start with a podcast, and then you can add on all these things. So it's about strategy, but also what is possible for you, because you don't have a marketing team with 10 people working for you, editing videos. So what works best for you? What is the basis, the fundamentals, and then you can build up. Okay, so these are also some questions. So on which social media platform your ideal client is present? How would you like to start online, and then also offline and live? And how will you add on all these different blocks? It's a growth process. So it's not happening just overnight and just like this. It's a growth process, personal branding. And then the last step is enjoy, enjoy, and just shine online. Keep on going on a consistent basis to be kept top of mind, and also engage with your followers and your connections, because it's about human to human connection, and you are also building trust if you are engaging with your followers. And then you can also have a look to the statistics, because if you know your numbers, you can also see where you can adjust, and what type of content your followers like or not. So you get a lot of feedback also from your statistics, and then you can just adjust on the way. I have also put these 5 steps in your workbook. And then the main message too is just be you, because you are unique. I have a gift. I almost forgot, but I have a free ebook. I will send to the first 3 people who are sending me an email, how to build your personal brands on LinkedIn. It's quite a big ebook, so write me an email, and the first 3 will receive this ebook for free. And if you need help, well, I'm here to help you through one-on-one coaching and mentoring sessions. So please connect with me, and I'm very grateful to help you further.